it's Ruthie from RuthieGray.mom, and welcome to Instagram Insider Hacks. So easy, your mom can do it. This is the podcast that teaches you how to authentically deliver your message in a non-pushy way. If you want to receive engagement and investment on your Insta time, listen in. And now, here's your host, me, Ruthie Gray. Hey there, it's Ruthie from RuthieGray.mom, and welcome to the first episode of Instagram Insider Hacks. So easy, your mom can do it. Today, we want to talk about why it's easier to create engagement on Instagram than any other form of social media. Have you tried to make your space on Instagram only to be discouraged? Are you thinking, been there, tried that, it's just not my space? Or perhaps you've been so discouraged that you're just paralyzed. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to post. You don't know what to say because nothing seems to be resounding with your audience. And maybe you think it's not worth your time. If this is the case, I totally get you. I was there myself before I quit 3 times. However, Instagram intrigued me. I wanted to make a go of it. I liked the transparent photos and the different connections on the platform, from stories to IGTV to the feed to live. And the possibilities were there to show more of my personality. If you haven't been on Instagram for a hot minute, you may not know that the platform changes at the speed of light. Literally, new features present themselves every week. It's enough to make your head spin. It's crazy. If you stay on top of it, you can make the platform work for you. But if you don't, well, wouldn't it be nice to have someone in your corner, someone in the loop that shows you these new features and explains how they can benefit your brand and message? And the tech also, that side of it, for how to use them. Instagram may not be for everyone, but I figured out how to make it work for me. And I'm pretty sure the platform can work for you too. In fact, if you follow my advice, I guarantee it will. And by the way, the term "so easy your mom can do it," well, that's my generation. 50 to 60 something sister who has been told, you must be on Instagram, get your book or your product or your message out. In other words, I'm your mom. Remember the your mom jokes? Yeah, that's me. But judging from the clients I'm getting, it's you too. You are me. And here's how that translates. You're either 1, my age, the midlife empty nesting mom, 2, an old soul, younger than my age, but Instagram confuses you, or 3, a social media hater, but you've been told you need to be on the platform in order to broadcast your message. Back to quitting Instagram 3 times. On the 4th time that I tried again, the thing I did differently was to start using stories. And once I tapped into the magic of stories, I realized the potential for growth was definitely there. To grow my audience, platform, and connectivity into true fans and followers, I could use this story platform of Instagram. So I began to be consistent. I shared funny things about my day, about my grandkids, my husband, and our RV travels. I shared inspirational quotes, funny gifts and stickers, and even the deeper thoughts about my faith in God. Over time, this led to deeper connections with my audience. They became interested in which doctor's appointment I was at with which parent. And if you don't know by now, I just entered my 11th year of caregiving. People became concerned about my parents' health and my caregiving role. They thought my husband was funny. They thought I was funny. They enjoyed following my trips out of state, mostly to tropical regions like Florida, but sometimes Colorado, Tennessee, South Carolina, and more. I attended a blogger's retreat with some of my best buddies in Colorado. During one of the sessions, suddenly the train of conversation turned on me, and I wasn't even the leader of the session. They began asking me lots of questions on how I was making Instagram look so easy. They saw that my audience was engaging with me every day in an organic way. And it floored me at first because I didn't really realize how well it was going. But my girlfriends had noticed a change. And do you know what that change was? Simply put, they noticed I was delivering value and humor and generating that engagement I spoke of. They wanted to know my secrets. Even some that had larger followings weren't quite reaping the engagement that I was. And this got me to thinking maybe I did know what I was doing. I began to dig deeper, and I took a couple of classes and downloads online from different Instagram authorities. And the next thing I knew, I'd stepped into running my own blogging mentor's Instagram account. It was crazy. I did invest in deeper training. I purchased courses from experts in the field like Hillary Rushford and Subi Zimmerman. I took further, deeper training, a mastermind by Subi, the Instagram expert. She got to know me well, and I got to know and get inside her brain to see how she had succeeded to become the Instagram expert. I became confident in my training and began running accounts. At one point, I ran up to 8 accounts. I even hired people to help me run these accounts. They became successful, and I became known as an Instagram authority. I started coaching clients, and I realized that this is what I was supposed to be doing. I just love helping my clients get their message out and in front of their ideal audience member. Before we go any further, I want to let you know that you can become an exclusive founding member patron of this podcast. And when you do, you get perks. In fact, I'm running a special right now through the month of June. If you become a 3-month patron member, you will receive my brand new Instagram Go Live Jumpstart Kit for free. Just go to my site on Instagram, ruthiegray.mom, and you will see my link in bio where you can read all about it. It's a special deal. You're not going to believe the price. And in this Jumpstart Kit, you will receive 8 training videos with notes and bite-sized assignments, a Go Live Jumpstart Kit workbook, plus a bonus live masterclass Q&A, plus an opportunity to get your question answered on the podcast and a member shout out. Back to my pivot. Here's some advice I have for you. Figure out your strengths and go from there. I spent years throwing spaghetti at the wall. I tried to blog and I was okay at it, but I was not good at getting it done quickly and being on all the platforms and getting all the things done that needed done. And it became a drag for me. So take a step back and assess your strengths and cut out the things that don't move the needle forward. That's my advice for you. For me, it was all those blogging tasks. I had already been affirmed as an Instagram expert. And so I took a step of faith and reached out to my blogging mentor who was looking for an Instagram account manager. And I told her I could do it. I knew I could because, frankly, she was barely doing anything at the time, and she wasn't consistent. And honestly, she didn't enjoy the platform. She gave me a whirl, and within the first month, I 10x'd her engagement, and the trial was behind us. Over the course of the next months, she realized people were actively engaging with her blog and purchasing her products and investing in longer periods of time on the blog. This is true for me as well. People average 30 seconds from Pinterest and about 12 minutes if they click over from Instagram. These have been my research findings from my own blog as well as my clients' blogs. So this person that I keep talking about, who was my blogging mentor, she is pretty well known in the Christian blogging arena, and her name is Araba Joy. She's a real life friend too, and she's given me lots of great advice down through the years. Here's what she says now about Instagram after I was in charge of her account for about a year and a half. Here's what she has to say now. When recently testing Facebook ads, the purchasers, email list, website visitors, and Facebook page engagers against my Instagram following, those Instagram engagers were the highest performing audience. Without Ruthie at the helm of my Instagram strategy, this wouldn't have been possible. It's a younger demographic that I have not been exposed to before, and they are not only engaged, but purchasing my products. So I ask you, how much more proof do you need? Here are 3 things you must do to grow your Instagram. Make a posting plan, be consistent, and make time to engage, and you will see results. Remember when I mentioned how nice it would be to have an Instagram guide to explain new features and how to make them work for you? Well, I want to be your Insta guide. Stick with me if you want to grow engagement, forge deeper connections, and retain invested followers. The Instagram Insider Hacks podcast is for you right here, right now. So I hope you'll stick with me. I want to be your go-to Insta authority over here on Instagram Insider Hacks. Thank you for joining me this week, friend, for the very first episode of Instagram Insider Hacks. I'll be back next week to share what's new on Instagram. Be sure to stay tuned and subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss an episode. In fact, would you do me a huge favor and leave a review of the podcast? I would so appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week for the next episode of Instagram Insider Hacks. So easy, your mom can do it.